Hey guys, it's me, Kisame Unlimited.
In today's video, we're doing...
Well, I would like you to introduce yourself first.
You already know all that. I'll put the things on the bottom.
I want better field removal. I feel like we always get one of two things. We always have people like that. I want to say we get like these crazy like boss monsters that are basically like, this card is unstoppable. This card can't be touched. This card has immunity. This has 2 Omni negates. This could also summon this from your extra deck that could do all the same shit. It's like, I'm tired of seeing all these unbreakable boards, and then the only excuse is, don't worry guys, we got you. We just made these 3 new hand traps that you could use to shut these things down so it doesn't happen to you. I don't care if it happens. You want to go off, pop off all these A through Z monsters, you want to summon these insane, negatable, blah 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 things. I want them to make traditional staple spells and traps that are basically like, I play this, you maybe can interact with it like Super Poly, and it basically just dark holes the field but sends everything to the graveyard, shuffles it to the deck. I don't care what you do, because back in the day, I grew up in a time frame where nothing stayed on the field for like 2 seconds. Nothing stayed. I mean, we have gotten cards that are like kind of like that, where we have like Evenly Matched, we have the Kaijus, we have cards that do good field removal, but the thing that I don't like is, lately, what they kind of do that I noticed that Konami does, it's basically like, we'll give you a card that can take care of maybe like some cards like this, but it's not like, there's never like a generic card that can kind of like broadly take care of everything.
Board wipes.
Yeah, we don't really have things that could clear everything. And I feel like
does a good job.
Huh?
Nibiru does a good job.
He does. He's definitely he's a step in the right direction of what I'm pitching. But I definitely would like to just see, like, fuck all that. Like I would love to see, like, that just happen more. Because, like I said, I grew up, because you know what it is? It also, I feel like, teaches the community and today's game, because I'm sure you have faced people where they literally, their turn takes like 5-10 minutes, they piss away through a majority of their extra deck, a majority of their deck, and then this is their board. But you know what I like? If you make more cards that are full board wipes, some people can't recycle and fix that. Once you break that, they lost. And that kind of teaches, I want to say, more of a lesson of, maybe don't put all your eggs in the one basket, because now we have these new cards that can completely eradicate everything. And I kind of feel like, because back in the day, I grew up in the game where we had stuff like Heavy Storm, where we had to think twice instead of taking every fucking trap or quick play we had in our hand and set them. We had to be like, maybe I'll just do 2. I don't understand why you will make these unflinchable monsters that are insanely overpowered, but you don't create cards that shut everything down. I feel like it's such a healthy, like, economy. You make these crazy cards and make these crazy cards that get rid of them. That's it. That's the easiest thing imaginable. Like Chaos Angel. Chaos Angel is such a unflinchable motherfucker. You can't make a card that's basically like a Chaos Angel spell trap removal card that's basically like, this card is insane, this will get rid of everything, the end. I know we have like Needle Sealing or whatever that trap card is, where it's like, you have 4 more cards, so just like everything's gone. Why don't you make a card that's like Needle Sealing, where it's like, if your opponent has like 3 or 4 cards, you can activate this from your hand, and every monster that they have gets sent to the graveyard, and they can't respond to it. Ta-da! Because then in the end, if someone's literally like trying to overpower and make this insane board, my logic is, if I open with Needle Sealing 2.0 and I get to play this, now you have nothing, you can't respond to it, and now I have a fighting chance as a player that now can sit back and now have a turn, like a second turn, and actually feel like the game wasn't completely one-sided because I didn't open up with a hand trap to stop that. That's what I want in this game. And
she's outside of hand traps.
Exactly, because you know what it is? We first had staples before we had hand traps. And I feel like, in my opinion, I definitely feel like this has to be like I want a nice healthy back and forth. You want to make insane monster? Make insane field removal. And that's what I feel like. I feel like I want a nice equal back and forth. And I feel like, listen, little by little, I feel like the community is slowly dying. We're having less and less people in this game. So I feel like you are making these cards. You have the ability to like make the game fun for people. And it's basically like, if you don't do these things, people are just gonna drift off. Because I'll be honest, I'm the type of person where if I'm dueling somebody and I see that I opened with nothing and they're popping off, I'm literally walking away. I'm not fucking wasting my time. I'm not gonna sit there just so I can do my one starter just for it to get negated and then I can't summon anything else and then I'm just gonna get steamrolled because I couldn't stop your initial summon.
That's what game 2 is for.
I already lost interest. I'm already bored as fuck. I don't want a game 2. I want to do something better with my time. If cards flew all over the place like no tomorrow and got easily knocked out, like it was like nobody's business, people would be less likely to create these insane boards because
they don't want it to get wiped.
Exactly. So like you would see more reservedness in the game, which I would like. And I mean, would that happen? This is just, in my opinion, skeptical. Yeah. Like, none of this is concrete. But I personally would love to see that. I would like to see a change in the game for the better. And would this help it? I don't know. But I feel like I would like to see. Because that was, I feel like, our root order of the game. Shit left, you know, here and there. And nothing stood on the field. So I feel like I'd rather just see how that would work in modern day.
Yeah, I'm with you halfway there. Just some of it, like, it makes me feel like the game will get slow again. With like, everybody only plays 3 or 4 cards per turn. But maybe we need stuff like that. Like, what's those cards called? Like Dark Door, where you can only do 1 or 2 summons per turn. Like those floodgates, more or less. But I know you're against floodgates, but it rather just a whole board wipe. But then there's other cards I think like. If the game made more hand traps that made it, instead of like stopping the opponent, make it more consequential to the opponent. So I would love to see something like a hand trap that does something like, hey, for every card you play this turn, banish the top card from your deck. That many cards you banish. So however many cards you want to activate, go ahead. At the end of your turn, the rest of your deck is gone. Something like that. Like, you can do all that. Like, hey, that's nice and all that. But, you know, a really great way of going to burn through your resources. As much as you play is as much as you lose. Like, little things like that. But even to, like, what you said. Something where you could just say, hey, if your opponent has 4 plus more cards than you, boom, everything's gone. Get rid of your opponent's whole field.
You know what would be really cool that I actually just thought of? What was that spell card that used to be on the field that basically, like, every turn you would take like 200, then 400, then 800, then 16, then 32. Like, remember that card? It was like Dark Snake Syndrome or some shit. Yeah. Imagine they made a hand trap that was basically like...
Every time you activate a card?
Like, it doubles in damage that you take.
Oh, that would be crazy.
That'd be cool.
That'd be great.
I would love to see that.
I would love to see something like that. Burn plays. Woo! Put that away once you can and see what happens.
So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Maybe you guys understand where I'm coming from.
I think that it can. Some people might misinterpret you and be like, "You want this fucking game to be slow? You fucking tired of hand traps? Play better hand trap." Sometimes you gotta play cards because you're baiting out the hand trap because you want to see somebody throw the 4 hours first because you want the
boards. That's what I want. I want to break the boards. I want to like see the boards be created and then get rid of them easily.
What?
See, I knew you were a Kaiba fan.
Ring of Destruction, guys, I'm telling you. It's not that good. Ring of Defense now is like, whoa.